Okay, I wanted to make this video a few days ago. Actually, I have another video I've been trying to upload for 2 weeks, and YouTube keeps rejecting it, and I've edited the crap out of it, which I never do, and they still won't take it, and they won't tell you why they won't take it. But I can guess. I tried to upload it to Brighteon, but then it told me I had to reformat it to even put it on Brighteon, so that means reprocess all over again, and it really frustrated me. And so I'm at this point, I think I'm just going to bust it up into different clips and shorter videos and see which part YouTube is actually rejecting, because I don't have any idea. Now, this video I had planned on making a few days ago, and I know it's going to ruffle some feathers on both sides of the aisle, which I don't care. It is what it is. But I am also delayed in making this video. Uh, I just got completely gutted this week. I told myself I'm not going to cry, so I'm not. I had a very bad email dumped on me that a friend decided to check out Stage Left and dumped that info at my feet. And it has thrown me for an emotional loop, to say the least. It almost even got me fired. I messed up so bad at work because I couldn't focus, that it was the first time I've gotten severely reprimanded. And I was almost given my walking papers. Luckily, I had a sympathetic supervisor who fought for me. Okay, now that that's out of the way, some good news. Let's go there. On the last video, I got a couple of donations for baby Bobby. Unfortunately, nobody came forward to be a foster or a forever home, which leaves him still in my care. But I was able to get him to the vet, and he is doing better. Unfortunately, he has FIV, which means he can't be in a house with other cats that have it. The entire feral population in this town seems to have it or been exposed to it, which is really devastating to me. It's almost like it was done on purpose. It's just too much. It's too big. And it came out of nowhere and just decimated the population here, this has been a couple of years now that this has been going. This is what the vet's telling me, that about 2 years ago, which is when we started losing mass amounts of kittens, and it has not stopped, really. Those that do make it to birth are not lasting very long. Lucky if 1 or 2 out of every litter makes it. Anyway, so baby Bobby is doing better, and I threw a lot his way to try to help him. He's still a fraction of the size of his siblings. He doesn't seem to be growing, and the vet didn't know yet whether he had dwarfism or not, but suggested that he will not be a very big cat. He's always going to be small. So baby Bobby's still looking for a home. I can't bring him in my house because of Kelly, or I would have already done it. I can't place him in a house with other cats that have not already been exposed to FIV. So again, baby Bobby needs a home. He's not going to make it in a feral setting. The males get ostracized, and if they can't make it on their own, they just don't make it. And the low man on the totem pole, it's kind of like a wolf pack. They beat you down. And I've already got one male here that's low man on the totem pole, and I really try to help him as much as I can where the males are concerned, because they're they're feral enough and aggressive enough to fend for themselves, unlike some of the females, especially the pregnant ones. So I don't generally go out of my way for the males, but I do for the mothers and the kittens. But I'll I'll help the low man on the totem pole, and there's no way around it. If somebody don't step up, uh, baby Bobby's not going to make it. He's not going to survive out there. The older he gets, the once he starts putting off pheromones, the other cats are going to come at him. Okay, now for the controversial subject. And a lot, like I said, a lot of people are not going to like this. Astrologers on both sides of the aisle, because of the way they look at the zodiac. In alchemy, the zodiac is it's symmetrical. Uh, every constellation, every house is given exactly 30 degrees. We were given the marker by the Freemasons as to when and where that count starts, which is 311 in the what in 700 years will be the spring equinox, and 911. And when they did that, marking earth and water, earth and fire, I meant air and fire on one side and earth and water on the other, it showed us exactly where the land lays, so to speak. So when you talk about August 12th, August is a month with 31 days. So if you add 30 days to August 12th, you come out to 9/11. So, which is an auspicious day. It's the day exactly between Leo and Virgo. 9/11 is. That makes August 12th the exact day between Leo and Cancer. Occidental or Western tropical astrology has this eclipse happening in Leo. Sidereal Vedic Oriental astrology has this happening in Cancer, cardinal water. And that's water and fire. I mean, what I'm looking at here is literally an eclipse of what we call the Star of David. Now you just let that lay in your little brain wherever you choose to, because we all see things from a different perspective. We're all sitting around the same table, but we're all looking at the same thing, but our eyes deceive us because we're not all seeing the same thing. And for this to fall between water and fire, and I'm telling you almost exactly. I have backed it up. Let me move this forward here and cover this baby for you. I'm shooting this from Reykjavik, Iceland. So it's going to cover at 2100 hours and 48 minutes and 43 seconds is when it will occur in Reykjavik, Iceland. It's going to cover Iceland, Greenland, and Spain. And we all know what's going on in Spain already. When an eclipse occurs, it is a time for heads to roll, and that's heads of state. Whether they be kings, presidents, dictators, it matters not. A leader is a leader. The top of the pyramid is the top of the pyramid, and that's when the top of the pyramid is replaced. It comes off. For this to happen in Leo is devastating for Spain because they actually have a king. Now, what's really ironic about Iceland and Greenland is Greenland's covered in ice and Iceland is mostly green. They're kind of backwards from each other. And especially Iceland and Greenland, you have a lot of volcanoes and earthquakes in this snowy area. Again, you have that water and fire dynamic going on simultaneously. When you talk about Leo, you're talking about the kings of the earth, the rulers. But when you talk about Cancer, you're talking about home. That's cardinal water. That's Mama's house. That's our family. Those are where home is. So you're talking about a new matriarch. Not just in Leo, it would be a new patriarch. In Cancer, it would be a new matriarch. So we're looking at the exchanging of those, and this is really spooky, but this one is extremely androgynous. For it to happen where it's happening is extremely androgynous. Let me back it up again. Oops. I went too far. So there's a lot to say for that, because this point here is exactly opposite on the zodiac from the point between Capricorn and Aquarius, both ruled by Saturn. So for the sun and the moon, and this is their houses, and they're coming together, and they're right between their houses. This is probably the most unusual eclipse of my lifetime, or at minimum since I have learned alchemical astrology, or since it was gifted to me, because I really didn't learn shit. It just was an epiphany all in one day over decades of studying and not really understanding what I was looking at, till I realized there's no difference between alchemy and astrology. They're the same freaking thing. One is the other. It's just a different way of looking at it. But there's so much going on here, because it's sitting in the middle like this, right on that damn line. It makes it hard to read because it's affecting not only fire signs but water signs. It's affecting not only the cardinal cross but the fixed cross, and that's pretty serious. So right now we have half of it in Cancer with Jupiter, Mercury, and opposite that is Pluto in Capricorn, which is the subconscious. And what this is doing is running automatically. It's like automated. When you talk about that cardinal cross, number one, and the subconscious. The subconscious rules things that we don't think about openly. It's just going on in the background. It's the people behind the stage, right? That's setting up the props and getting everybody in line and getting everybody ready, and they know what comes next. But the people in the audience, they don't know what's coming next. But who's controlling it is backstage. This is backstage, Pluto. And so it's just going to play out automatically without even think about it. It's like sneezing or laughing or coughing. You don't have to learn how to do those things. Your heart just beats. You don't tell it to beat. You just breathe. You don't tell yourself to breathe. You just do it. And this is what Pluto is. This is just going to happen whether we think about it or not. And exactly the opposite with Leo, which is the spotlight. It's the guy on the stage, okay? Now, we're just the observers in the audience. We bought tickets to this show, and here we are. And we don't know what's going to play out. So, Leo, it's going to focus, the focus of our eyes, our attention, everything is going to be on the Leo part. The heads rolling, this heads of state changing. And we'll see this play out over the next few years, especially in the next year. But the subtlety of what's going to happen at home, in Mama's house at home, is going to just play out like remote control. It's going to happen all by itself with no no conscious effort on our part. To where what's going to play out with Leo will be totally conscious. It's like half and half here. It's like the half and half creamer. It's half milk, half cream. So we've got this dynamic on the cardinal cross of an eclipse, half an eclipse, with Jupiter, Mercury, in opposition, which are your desires and your thinking mind, to Jupiter and Pluto, opposite what Pluto's doing, which is running on automatic. This is the one that got me, is the Mars in Gemini. Devastated me. I have been through an emotional loop this week like I have not been through in a very, very long time. And I can tell you I didn't deal with it very well. Then, and this is on the mutable cross, we've still got Mars, a malefic planet, Saturn, which is considered malefic, and Neptune, which is our imagination and can go to some really hellish places, still both on the mutable cross. All three, Mars, Neptune, and, well, 4 when we count Venus over here. Because Venus is now in debilitation. Again, this is a devastating thing, because you remember the video I did, Love is in the Air, and I told you when Venus gets here, there'll be no love loss. Venus is debilitated here, so our hearts, mine's broken. Mine was gutted. The minute Mars moved in, Venus moved in, both of them moved on that mutable cross and just ripped me apart. It felt like emotional blackmail. I didn't know how to deal with it. It really slung me back to my childhood, having people manipulate me emotionally. So I've gone through a gamut of emotions in the past few days, just trying to cope with this, deal with this. It has even invaded my dreams. So, again, I was asked, is this when the event, the flash, as I call it, going to happen? And no, to me, that happens either in early spring or in early fall. To me, the most important date for our souls, for our future, is not this eclipse. It's going to be the fall equinox. And I'll do that in another video, because this one, excuse me, this one is not going to be your standard issue fall equinox. So our hearts are debilitated. Our emotions are out of whack. Our crown chakra is unmasking everything and everybody. And our emotions are trapped over in Pisces with Saturn in the abyss, ripping apart the entire kingdom of Pisces. We have Uranus still on the fixed cross with half of a eclipse in fire, and Uranus in Earth. It's just really, really crazy what's going on between the 3 crosses and this eclipse falling right in the middle. I really don't know what to say about it personally, so all I can really do is tell you what the stars tell me when I look at it, which is going to be way later tonight. It's like, what, 9, almost 10 o'clock, right before 10 o'clock. Pull that back. There we go. A very unusual place. And I know there'll be arguments from the two sides of the aisle here between tropical and Vedic astrology. And like I said, and I've said many times, I'm not an astrologer. I don't understand it. I don't know where these things come from, and I don't know how to relate them. But I do know alchemy, and I know what this energy means. I know what the moon on top of the sun, the water over the fire, the woman over the man means. And to me, this is the most androgynous thing. This is more androgynous than Gemini itself, which is extremely androgynous. In Gemini, we're always given the story of the two brothers, right? Cain and Abel, Remus and Romulus, and all that. But when you go back to the oldest names of those stars, it's always male and female. It's always Star Wars. It's Luke and Leia, the two twins. One's a brother and one's a sister. Castor and Pollux are male and female. They're not. Oh my.